fans, guys, with Alvin. What do you think about the tag team champions, Walker and Simpson?
I like the way they wrestle together, and I like to see them keep the belts.
A lot of people feel that way. They've earned it here in the GWF.
Indeed, they have earned those titles with a win over the Palm Beach Heartthrob, Scott Anthony, and Rip Rogers, the Hustler, in the finals of the GWF Tag Team Title Tournament. And there you see the big man from Pecos, Black Bart.
They aren't going against any newcomers in this event, are Walker and Simpson. This is Black Bart and Tugboat Taylor. There you see Chris Walker, and there's Tugboat Taylor. These are not small men, nor are they inexperienced men. This is going to be a real test for the champions.
Chris Walker in there against Tug Taylor. Tug Taylor, a regional champion in South Texas, a belt that he won beating Tiger Conway Jr. about a year ago and has held on to that belt ever since. Going against one half of the GWF Tag Team Champions, this man from Atlanta, Georgia, Conan Chris Walker, who has to try to somehow fight over 300 pounds of Tug Taylor, who's putting all his weight into the headlock until he put the fingers into the throat.
That'll take it out of you. I don't care how big you are, how many muscles you have. A karate thrust to the throat will take it out, and so will that. An honest-to-goodness wrestling move from Tug Taylor.
And Conan Chris Walker with a series of rights, able to answer the barrage, picks him up and puts him down. Conan Chris Walker showing that strength, and from strength to speed, here comes Steve Simpson.
Take a look at the power of Chris Walker with that body slam on the big Tugboat, but Tugboat fires back and is in control again.
Tag in to Black Bart, who says, let him loose, I want him for myself. I guess Black Bart quite confident here.
Tugboat Taylor had Steve Simpson all set up, primed and ready, wide open, and Black Bart just said, let him go. I want to just take him on one-on-one, and that's what he's doing. Oh, I was just about to say maybe a sportsmanlike gesture, but we know better than that from Black Bart.
Hip toss by Simpson 2 times. Drop kick sends Black Bart down. And the former world champion of WCCW getting momentum on the man from South Africa. Tag into Tug Taylor. Taylor picks up Simpson and sets him down. Elbow delivered. 1, 2. And this big tag team looking to vault their way right up the rankings of the GWF. Simpson delivers the drop kick. Tag into Conan Chris Walker. Over the top rope he goes. One more time.
2 body slams on the big Tug Taylor by Chris Walker. What an impressive display of strength in this match. And up.
Sometimes backdrops are an easy thing, but when you have to take that weight over, you have to do a lot of squats to get that. No.
Unbelievable.
Tried one too many times, and Tug Taylor tried to make him pay for it by draping him over the top rope, and it looked like Walker caught himself, and he got the body slam. He goes up to the higher elevations, to the second rope, to the top rope, cross body block, goes down for 1, that's 2, 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Chris Walker and Steve Simpson.
What do you do?
Craig Johnson back in the Global Dome with the man who currently is the GWF television champion and the North American champion, but I understand that status is about to be changed.
Yes, it certainly is, and it's really not by my choice. I was told by Max Andrews and the office at the GWF that I had to give up one of the belts, and certainly I was very excited and glad to be able to hold both belts. But when it comes down to it, if a choice has got to be made and a decision has to be made, well, this one right here is the one that's going to remain around my waist, because this is the one that I guess is the most prestigious, no doubt. It's a North American heavyweight belt, and it puts me in line, as long as I keep this belt, as being the #1 contender for the global championship, heavyweight championship. So it really wasn't a hard choice. I hate to give up one of the belts, but I'm going to sit back just like you and all the great wrestling fans and enjoy the TV tournament.
And we'll find out exactly who is going to be in that television tournament when we return. But for right now, the Patriot is a spectator. But when it comes to the North American title, not for long. All right, we are back ready for the drawing for the television title tournament. Quickly, a couple of the rules. There will be 3 first-round matches, 10-minute time limit in each of the matches. If the match does reach the time limit, both wrestlers will be eliminated. Now, the 3 winners of the matches will go into the coin flip. That coin flip will determine which 2 men will fight in the playoff match and which men will get the bye into the championship match. All right, the names are in the hopper. Are you ready, Max?
I tell you what, Craig, this is really great. I'm really excited.
All right, let me mix them up here.
No, wait just a minute. Wait.
Get them fair drawing. Okay, here we go. Would you like to select the first name?
No, you go ahead and do it now. I'll go ahead. You just do it.
All right. The first name selected is Eddie Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert, the first name selected. Now, the next man selected will face Eddie Gilbert in the first round. The second man is Hollywood John Tatum. The next first round matchup, the first competitor will be the Soul Taker. The man who will face the Soul Taker in round number 1 is Primetime Brian Lee. Only 2 more names remaining. These will be the final 2 gentlemen who will be in the first round. The first name selected is Mike Davis. Mike Davis, the final man in the tournament. The Handsome Stranger. So Eddie Gilbert faces Hollywood John Tatum, the Soul Taker against Brian Lee, Mike Davis against the Handsome Stranger.
Listen, everybody knows I ran the Handsome Stranger out of wrestling. Listen, Max, how about letting me be in the tournament? I'll be in the tournament instead of the Stranger, all right?
Well, what are you talking about?
Hey, wait. You know, we have to make a lot of tough decisions in this job, and all right, you're in.
Cool.
What?
All right, Max. Cool. He's in.
Fans, I don't know what to say about this. We'll be back with the first.
He's in.
With the first round match, it will be Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert against John Tatum when we return.
Introducing Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
He's the man known as Hot Stuff, and he actually thanked in a recent interview Al Perez for giving him the opportunity to enter the tournament.
What a deranged mind, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Well, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert in round number 1 will go against Hollywood John Tatum.
Introducing his opponent, entering the ring area from Southern California, accompanied by manager Skandar Akbar. At 236 pounds, Hollywood John Tatum.
Now, we're not going to get into details here in the GWF as Skandar Akbar makes his way to ringside. But Eddie Gilbert and John Tatum don't really like each other.
The situation between Eddie Gilbert and John Tatum, let's just say, and leave it at this, that it goes back several years that involves a common interest that the 2 men had.
Back in the UWF days. Well, John Tatum and Eddie Gilbert getting ready to go. These 2 men eyeing each other. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert extends his hand, and so does John Tatum.
Well, I guess not. Could we have expected anything less than that?
Well, I don't know if these 2 men have settled their differences over the years, but...
Well, men like Eddie Gilbert and John Tatum just don't shake hands, I don't think, with anyone outside the ring, much less in the ring.
Well, they looked like they were going to say hello to each other once again as Tatum adjusting his boot. They circle around the ring. Now remember, first round, one fall, 10-minute time limit matches. If any match does reach the time limit, both competitors are eliminated. Of course, a television tournament, you usually think of these shorter time limits as Eddie Gilbert trying to shorten the temper of John Tatum, and it worked.
Something to remember here, Craig. Single elimination. No second chances in the television title tournament.
And look at them go! Tatum, a barrage of rights. Gilbert reverses, answers with a barrage of rights of his own. Now it's Tatum answering back. Back over. Hot Stuff gets up, tries the right, and backing away. John Tatum.
You can see this goes much, much deeper than just a television title tournament match. These two men just don't like each other.
Maybe Bonnie Blackstone knows something. Bonnie?
We're up here in the high seats taking a look at Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert in this one. What do you think about the guy?
I think that he's got a lot of problems, and I want him to get what's coming to him in this match.
Obviously not a fan of Hot Stuff, says that he's a cheater, but I don't know, you could almost say that about either one of these men as Tatum reels away a right. I think the fans actually cheering for Tatum as Hot Stuff breaks his fall on the top rope. The so-called 52nd degree black belt from Southern California bows to his manager, but you don't leave that kind of an opening for Hot Stuff.
And now you hear the fans cheering for Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. I think what we've got here is a situation where the fans will cheer anybody who's on the offensive because they're beating somebody they don't like.
Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert on many Mondays on the GWF Wrestling Hotline, sharing his views with Scott Hudson. I don't know if he has any views about Hollywood John Tatum that he shared with you, but I'm sure they weren't complimentary. Ooh, this isn't complimentary.
But it is painful.
Very true. Hot Stuff. Eddie Gilbert slides. I don't know if he's safe, but John Tatum's out.
We're seeing a much more vicious Eddie Gilbert. Remember, he just completed a tour of the Wings promotion in Japan, which is notorious for being pretty tough. And Eddie Gilbert comes back with the knowledge that he's putting in the ring here against John Tatum. You can see the man's more vicious than usual.
Some of the men that Eddie Gilbert faced when he was over with the Wings promotion as these two men go toe-to-toe. And James Beard, the senior official, separates them, but only for a moment. I'll get back to that previous thought as James Beard able to separate them, but once again, only for a moment. Oh! Tatum nails James Beard with a right. And now John Tatum seems to have the advantage until the two collide. Gilbert, a little woozy. And Akbar doing something here. Gilbert. Akbar has handed something to John Tatum. It looks like brass knuckles. So Tatum will enter the ring with a foreign object and possibly the advantage over Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert waits.
But look at Gilbert's hand.
He's got a pair of knuckle dusters himself. He goes, misses. Tatum misses. Tatum nails Gilbert. Gilbert rolls them up and has them tights. It's hard to see who got that one. Let's get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
Let's take another look at that. Eddie Gilbert brings John Tatum up for a belly-to-back suplex. Tatum hits him with the brass knuckles. Down they go. Count of 1, 2. But you see Gilbert rolling him up, holding the tights. 1, 2, 3. The winner, Eddie Gilbert. He advances into the championship round when we return our next match here in the GWF Television Title Tournament.
First of all, at 280 pounds from Orlando, Florida, introducing Brian Lee.
I don't know what time you GWF action, but right now, according to this man, it's prime time. But not this man.
Introducing his opponent entering the ring area for this event. From Duncan, Nevada, weighing 325 pounds, the Soul Taker.
As we enter the second match in the first round of the GWF television title tournament, let's take a look at the tail of the tape. The Soul Taker entering in with about a 1-inch height advantage, 6'6" to 6'5". The Soul Taker definitely with a weight advantage at 325 to 280. So the Soul Taker, by my mathematics, a 45-pound weight advantage going into this first round match, and he's not even allowing prime time to get off that ring jacket.
You won't find too many people who will have a height and weight advantage against someone who is 6'5", 280. We've got that situation here with the Soul Taker in primetime, Brian Lee.
Soul Taker, Irish whip into the corner, primetime, getting a boot to the midsection, courtesy of the man from Dungeon, Nevada. Back into the other corner. No reversal by primetime. He follows it up, gets the clothesline. Boot to the midsection. Primetime with a leather vest. He's gone hunting for a Soul Taker. Soul Taker scurrying out.
Both of these men at one time world champions in the USWA. Brian Lee, world tag team champion with Don Harris, and the Soul Taker at one time the USWA world heavyweight champion. Both these men know what it's like to wear the gold around their waist, and they want the Global Wrestling Federation television title just as bad.
Soul Taker winning that title from Lawler after Lawler had defeated Kerry Von Erich to make it what the USWA calls the Unified Heavyweight Championship. Double chop to the throat of primetime Brian Lee by the Soul Taker, who is getting ready for another tour of Europe in the Catch Wrestling Association, a place where Makan Singh is right now competing in the World Cup tournament. We may hear some words from Mr. Singh. I understand that a videotape has been received at the offices of the GWF, the North American offices in Atlanta, Georgia. And we may hear some words from him yet. No members of the cartel in this tournament.
Very strange.
Soul Taker missing with a shoulder block. Brian Lee takes advantage and gets the side headlock on the Soul Taker. And you have to reach up to lock in that side headlock.
You mentioned the fact that no members of the cartel made it into the tournament. One almost did, and that was Scott Anthony.
Well, Scott Anthony may still make it into the tournament if the Handsome Stranger is not able to wrestle, which Scott Anthony claims that is the fact. And Max Andrews...
That situation still confuses me. I'm at a loss here. The Handsome Stranger's name was drawn, but supposedly Anthony just comes out and says, I ran him out of wrestling, so I'm in.
And can I take his place? He said that to interim commissioner Max Andrews, and Max Andrews said that he had a lot of hard decisions to make, but sure. So,
wow.
Strange situation. Two big men still going at it in the ring as we digress a little bit. Not a good time to digress when these two guys, oh my, over the top rope goes the Soul Taker, courtesy of the drop kick of primetime, and there they go onto the Global Dome interview set. Side headlock. Primetime wants to take the Soul Taker into the post and gets set into the post himself. I don't know if that caught him on the head or the shoulder or the forearm.
Or all three.
Soul Taker with the advantage now. Back into the ring. Elbow. The impact bringing primetime Brian Lee back into the ring. The Soul Taker uses what can only be described as an extended armbar submission type maneuver.
I'm sure that's something he learned in the Catch Wrestling Association in Europe. A submission type maneuver. Could have also picked that up over in the New Japan Pro Wrestling Organization. Very submissive type wrestling organizations, those two, and Soul Taker very successful on his tours at both those wrestling organizations.
Submission-oriented might be a better word. I don't think those organizations would back down to anyone.
Certainly not. Take a look at the chest on the Soul Taker.
Emblazoned with a tattoo.
Huge pecs, we call that. I don't know who we are, but...
The Soul Taker, after using a couple of headbutts with the double mohawk head, comes off with a clothesline, sending Primetime down. And these fans here in the Global Dome, I was about to say mighty quiet, sitting in awe of these two big men going at each other. But they picked up the noise when the Soul Taker possibly thought he might be getting the fans' adoration. There's the man getting cheered by the fans, however. Primetime Brian Lee. Rake of the eyes stops the momentum of Primetime.
Both men very impressive physical specimens in that ring. But you wonder the intimidation factor that the Soul Taker brings in, despite the fact that he's a vicious wrestler. Inside the ropes, does the haircut, the facial expressions, the tattoos, and the size, does that intimidate someone like Brian Lee?
The roll-up, and Soul Taker on the way down, delivering a right that made the entire thing happen to the Soul Taker's advantage. Out of the ring goes Primetime Brian Lee. Standing tall in the ring is the Soul Taker, as Lee trying to get back up to his feet. Soul Taker going out of the ring. They better watch out because a double countout would eliminate both men.
Certainly the case, and as we mentioned in the earlier match, Craig, no second chances. Single elimination.
Soul Taker escorting Primetime back into the ring. And the boot to the top of the head, taking the sole of the boot, working on the forehead of Primetime. Picks up all 280 pounds with ease and puts him down. Soul Taker, momentum off the rope, delivers the elbow. The Soul Taker may have it here. Count of one, count of two, count of almost three.
Brian Lee showing remarkable resiliency there, coming up from that 3 count. I thought, just like you did, Craig, I thought Brian Lee was going to be counted out there. Give Brian Lee credit. Now he comes back.
Brian Lee shakes it off, delivers a forearm to the back of the head. An elbow had its effect seemingly into the Soul Taker, using his head now. That double mohawk, one of the strangest hairdos in wrestling. Flying clothesline takes Primetime down, and the Soul Taker goes up to the bottom rope, the middle rope. Pauses there to reflect on the situation. Comes down. Primetime out of the way. Primetime delivers one to the midsection. Comes off with a boot. The right. 3 rights to the jaw. Backs up the Soul Taker into the corner. Irish whip into the corner. Clothesline delivered, but the Soul Taker won't go down. Brian Lee needs to go on the offensive here. There's only 1 minute remaining in the match. A 10-minute time limit in the first round matches. And then the remaining television time in the playoff and final. Missing with an knee is Primetime Brian Lee. And now the Soul Taker will go on the offensive, but I don't know if he realizes the time situation. Picks him up, takes him over the top rope. Soul Taker better get on his horses, if you will. Only 30 seconds remaining.
Both of these men need to get their minds into one thing. That's the time limit. You can defeat the man, fine, but you've got a time limit to worry about. This could be it.
Brian Lee will try to do what no man has done successfully yet. That is take out the Soul Taker. As Brian Lee has his head meet the top turnbuckle, we could be coming down to the end of the time limit, and we have. But don't tell these two men they're still going to go at it. Soul Taker with a headbutt. As Lee rolls out, the time limit has expired, but the Soul Taker getting a few parting shots. And maybe he's going to depart here. No, he's going over. He's got a chair. He tried this against Al Perez. And a clothesline takes down the Soul Taker.
Fred in.
Introducing one half of the Dirty Davis brothers, Mike Davis.
Mike Davis will try to become the television champion. Will try to take his first step here. A lot of people say, what is Mike Davis doing in the tournament? The luck of the draw. Is Mike Davis one of the men who entered the tournament? And we're getting ready for the entrance of the Handsome Stranger. And what's Scott Anthony doing there?
That's certainly not the Handsome Stranger.
His opponent.
There's the Stranger. The Stranger going after Scott Anthony. The Handsome Stranger is not gone. The Handsome Stranger is ready for action.
Take a look at the intensity on the face of the Handsome Stranger. He wants a piece of Scott Anthony.
At
No question.
207 pounds from Monte Carlo.
So Scott Anthony was wrong, Craig. Handsome Stranger is still in the wrestling business and is here today, and there he is.
I think Scott Anthony thought he was a shoo-in to be in that match, but there is the Handsome Stranger. We didn't see him last week, but apparently recovered and back in action as he gets set to go against Mike Davis to determine, I guess, the second finalist, as the Soul Taker and Brian Lee both eliminated. So the winner of this match will face Eddie Gilbert in the championship match. So this is a very important match.
What a strange tournament, and it started off at the drawing of the names, Craig, when the Handsome Stranger's name was drawn. Scott Anthony came running up to the stage with you, and interim commissioner Max Andrews said, I ran the Handsome Stranger out of wrestling. He's not here. He won't be here. Let me go in. And after a very brief deliberation, Max Andrews allowed Scott Anthony to enter the tournament. But the Handsome Stranger is here, and the Handsome Stranger is the legal man in the tournament. And Scott Anthony was not pleased when he left the arena here at the Global Dome.
Well, there's the Handsome Stranger, and joining us, the Palm Beach heartthrob, Scott Anthony.
What an incredible ripoff. I was supposed to be in a TV tournament. Max said I could be in there. And the Stranger...
No, Mr. Andrews, isn't it?
Yeah, he said I could be in a thing, in a tournament. Oh, a little pushing match here. Listen, he said I could be in the tournament. I was going to win this TV tournament. The Stranger, I ran him out of wrestling. I humiliated him. I embarrassed him. I ran him out of wrestling.
No, but you were going to be in the tournament if the Handsome Stranger didn't show up. It looks like he's mighty healthy, although Mike Davis seems to be giving him a little bit.
He's too stupid. He don't know. He said, I ran him out of wrestling. Everybody knows that. He wasn't here last week. 2 weeks ago, I humiliated him. I embarrassed him. I ran him out of wrestling. He never should have come back. He's a dummy.
Well, Scott Anthony is not out of wrestling because there he is right there.
Well, he's too stupid to quit. Now I'm going to have to hospitalize the man now. I'll humiliate him again. I don't care. You can't stop me.
Well, obviously, you've recovered a little bit from your somber attitude of a couple weeks ago.
Hey, why don't you shut up about that, Johnson? You never get any chicks anyway. I look at the Davis going to work on a Handsome Stranger.
Mike Davis against the Handsome Stranger. The winner of this match will face Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert in the championship, as the Soul Taker and Brian Lee both eliminated due to the time limit draw.
No kidding. What a brutal match that was. I'd have whooped them both anyway. Look at that. And I was ripped off. Max said I could be in the tournament. You heard Max at the top of the show.
Speaking of interim commissioner Max Andrews.
Yeah. Look at that. Get him, Davis. Get him.
We're being awfully friendly with the interim commissioner.
Hey, listen, you Bill Watts lookalike. Just watch the match and commentate and do your job.
Show the proper respect for the interim commissioner of the Global Wrestling Federation. I think
Well, Mike Davis not showing any respect here for the handsome stranger. A series of forearms to the side of the head. Stranger gets the boot up to the midsection, delivers a right of his own, but Davis...
Ooh, right to the belly. That's better than a glass of Metamucil.
Oh, please.
Mike Davis with excellent singles credentials, formerly the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion.
Mike Davis is one heck of a talented wrestler. I like his sporty new wardrobe, too, with the ripped jeans. He's just a dirty guy. That's why I like him. He's just rough, tough, rough and tumble, meat and potatoes kind of guy.
Comes down, but the knees are up. The handsome stranger rolls him up. 1, 2, 3.
He pulled the tights.
The handsome stranger will go to the championship match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the handsome stranger.
Boo! The stranger to go into the title match against Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. When we return, Bobby Blackstone with a viewer's comment. The Newsroom with Joe Pedicino and more after this. The handsome stranger defeated Mike Davis.
Eddie Gilbert versus John Tatum. That was an interesting match. I'm surprised Jason Hervey was nowhere in sight.
They get ready to lock up, maybe a test of strength. No, Gilbert.
Ooh, a beautiful chain piece of wrestling there by Mr. Eddie Gilbert, Hot Stuff himself.
Into the hammerlock reversal by the handsome stranger.
Yeah, but it wasn't very pretty. He's not as fluid. He's not as graceful.
A lot of fans, the women especially, wondering who the handsome stranger is.
He's some garbage man from Jersey. Why wears the mask? A little scar over his eyebrow. That's why he wears that mask, cover that hideous scar when he was a garbage man.
Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert almost looked like he was pouting, and I think the handsome stranger thinks he was crying.
That's another common interest I think Eddie Gilbert and John Tatum have in common.
What's that?
That they cry a lot in the ring.
Hey, look, he's crying too.
I don't think so.
What do you think he is anyway? The FTD floor, handing out flowers and roses? They get a couple of wings on his head. Get some wings on his head and a gold suit with a funny hat.
At least the things he delivers, the ladies appreciate.
Ooh. Johnson, I'm going to get you later. The things I would say to you would degrade you so badly on television, you'd never be able to commentate in this town again. Good, a punch to the belly. Or to the leg. Good blocking my view of the monitor so I can see what the heck is going on here.
Now
taking the knee out, taking the pins out.
Eddie Gilbert has been known to lock on the figure 4 at times to put his opponent away, and that may be what he's going for here. Spinning toe hold into the figure 4. Eddie Gilbert going after the global television title, has the figure 4 locked in here, and the handsome stranger is in trouble.
I think I'm going to go down and cheer my boy Eddie on, man. That's what he needs it. And maybe I'll just taunt the stranger as the television title slips out of his grasp.
Good, go. Have a good time, Scott. Thanks for coming.
Well, be careful telling him to have a good time, because a good time to him is making the stranger's day miserable. Reversal by the handsome stranger on the figure 4 as Scott Anthony makes his way down to ringside. Gilbert makes his way to the ropes to break this painful hold.
I am very worried about Scott Anthony being at ringside. That man can't be trusted, quite frankly.
The collision as both men go down. Look, Anthony pushes. It's count of 1, count of 2. Almost the count of 3. The stranger was almost the new champion. Now the handsome stranger with the Irish whip into the corner. Gilbert colliding with the official. The stranger up to the middle rope. He comes down, but nobody's home. Eddie Gilbert. You remember this is the same object he had against Sean Tatum. Atomic drop. The foreign object flies. Count of 1, 2, 3, 4. The stranger waylaid from behind. Eddie Gilbert picks him up for a pile driver. Sends him down. Hot Stuff He's putting the foreign object on the stranger's hand.
What in the world?
What's going on here?
Look at... Oh, no.
Gilbert was...
No. Gilbert is acting like the handsome stranger has slugged him with the foreign object, and he did no such thing. Oh, no.
Well, Gilbert getting up to make a... He ran into the official on purpose.
Oh, please.
The handsome stranger dazed. He goes to pick up Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And James Beard has found the foreign object.
Oh, no.
The fans know that nothing happened. Eddie Gilbert claiming that something happened. If Gilbert was hit by a foreign object, what is he setting up for?
And Anthony explaining to the official how the handsome stranger slugged Eddie Gilbert with the foreign object when nothing of the sort happened.
Well, the belt's coming in. He's going to disqualify the stranger.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has determined that by disqualification, the new GWF TV title champion is...
Welcome to the Legends of Professional Wrestling on ESPN. I'm Doyle King, along with Mr. Skandor Akbar.
Hey, Doyle, I always give everybody a fair shake, and I thought I'd come out here and help you on these openings.
Oh, well, I appreciate
it. Aren't you glad?
Oh,
Aren't
yeah,
you happy?
I certainly am.
Would you like to spend a weekend with me?
Smile on... No, I don't think so.
Well, anyway, we got a great show. We got a great show. I want you to make a line and a list and a rundown of this terrific Legends show.
The Patriot, your arch rival.
Did you have to say the Patriot?
Yes,
I told you time and time again, I don't like the Patriot. I don't like what he stands for.
Yeah, I know. And the fans say they don't like you either.
Well, you know what the fans can do as far as I'm concerned. They
sure.
better respect what I stand for.
We're going to see the return of Eddie Gilbert. Hot stuff himself.
Eddie Gilbert, he's a nice boy. Eddie Gilbert was a nice man. He was a clean, fair wrestler.
Real nice. The
Very
Lightning Kid, we're going to see him
all
fly
around
the ring.
He bounces all up and down the square.
Wild Bill Irwin, and a lot of your other favorite GWF stars. Right now, let's go to the ring. A kid who has really come a long way. Action Jackson. He takes on Stephen Dane.
There you go.
It was a match against a handsome stranger where Christopher Love held Dane's tights to allow the stranger to get the 1, 2, 3. And then somehow Love was able to convince Dane that the stranger was holding the tights.
When we knew better.
Dane goes off trusting Christopher Love. Now Christopher Love has taken his PYTs and has gone on a scouting trip, leaving Stephen Dane behind. Now, whether Christopher Love and the PYTs will ever return, we don't know.
You mean a scouting trip like pitching a tent and a campfire and all that kind of thing? Or
apparently, from what I've been told and what Joe Pedicino has found out, and matter of fact mentioned in the newsroom, that Christopher Love is trying to find new talent and has taken Mr. Erotica, Eric Fontaine, with him.
oh, look at that.
Well, so much for good sportsmanship that we knew out of Steve Dane before, but don't know now. Jackson with a reverse. Irish whip. Picks him up and practically slam dunks him down to the canvas. Hip lock takes him over. And Action Jackson providing most of the action here.
Look at that long lock, the long locks of blonde hair on the back of Action Jackson's head. That's interesting.
I'm sure just as interesting the comments of the fans. One of them standing by with Bonnie Blackstone here. Bonnie?
In the stands of the Global Dome, Bonnie Blackstone here with Carol. What do you think about Dane and Rhodes?
I think Stephen would make a good wrestler if he just get rid of Rhodes.
Ooh, a lot of people feel that way, guys.
Action Jackson having some good luck going against Stephen Dane.
Stephen Dane doesn't have Christopher Love outside the ring to possibly interfere or certainly to counsel at this particular point in the match. So Stephen Dane going to have to go it solo today against Action Jackson.
Dane, who was at one time a competitor in the light heavyweight ranks, he could still compete in the light heavyweight ranks, was one of the top contenders for the world-class light heavyweight championship. Action Jackson has wrestled all over this continent as well as, I mentioned, in Puerto Rico. Dane recently finished a tour of Korea and got out of town there to allow Jackson to fly him at the turnbuckle.
Action Jackson now. A big man, but big in a different way as Stephen Dane. And now here's something that Stephen Dane did not used to do. He's concerning himself with the fans and their taunts and their comments directed at him during the match and losing concentration.
Well, didn't lose much concentration there as he concentrated, picked the bigger man up in Action Jackson, and you see the power of Action Jackson as he's able to power out of the pinning predicament.
Take a look at the body on Stephen Dane. No slouch in the gymnasium is Dane.
The headbutt, and I don't know if that's such a good idea on Action Jackson, who tends to use that head as a weapon. But a shot to the chops will usually take some of the sting out of you.
Oh, boy.
And an elbow will take even more.
Jackson, the big man, went straight down, but look at Dane. What's he doing? Like entering over some type of object hidden in his trunks there, Craig.
Well, the old Stephen Dane wouldn't be susceptible to doing that, but this one quite possibly so. Dane in control here, sends Jackson over. Jackson with a sunset flip, trying to get Stephen Dane over. He's got him off balance, but not off balance enough as Dane delivers the punch right to the forehead.
And there's Dane again, concerning himself with the fans. He should concentrate, and I'll give Scott Anthony credit. This was his point earlier. He should pin the man when given the opportunity and not worry about the fans.
Dane on the deadlift, picks up Action Jackson, sends him down on the slam, delivers the elbow right to the sternum. That'll take the wind out of you and not allowing Action Jackson any rest. Dane with the Irish whip. Jackson ducks under the clothesline, and what a clothesline on the reversal by Action Jackson.
Take a look at Dane. He's counting stars.
And trying to show him the galaxy, Action Jackson, and oh! To the skies goes Stephen Dane. Dane says, I've had enough of this, but that may just be a ruse to give him the opportunity, and there, oh! John Keaton caught him with it, allowing Action Jackson to take advantage.
That's going to do it.
A disqualification as the referee catches Stephen Dane with the dirty work. That hasn't already been said about Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, the championships that he has won himself and what he claims to have won for others.
Hey, he's made a lot of champions, man. He's done it all in professional wrestling. Eddie Gilbert has a fantastic track record, and you should speak highly of the man instead of trying to downgrade him and say derogatory things about him. Because you know what? I might have to go tell him. And like I said last week, you know he's been known to beat up a few commentators in his day. You may be one of them.
I have the utmost respect for the man known as Hot Stuff.
Oh, sure. Kiss his now. Yeah, sure. After I put in the words here. Can I say that on the air? I hope so. Hope I don't get bleeped. I'd hate to get censored. What do my friends think? Not that it would bother you, because you don't have any friends.
Well,
where are we? Where's my sheet here? What's coming up on the show today?
The team of Gary Young and Jeff Gaylord against Skandor Akbar's California Connection.
Mr. Skandor Akbar, no longer the general, now he's known as... Oh, wait, Eddie's got a few words to say. Shh. Oh, he's done.
Well,
anyway,
you interrupted him.
What's your point? Listen, it's Mr. Skandor Akbar. It's no longer the general. Mr. He's a gentleman. You see last week he came out in that suit. He was looking... I tell you what, I spent some good money on those duds. I think he got them at Brooks Brothers.
Well, we'll have one match that will be rather quiet in the commentary as Scott Anthony is in action.
Yeah. Who am I wrestling? I'm wrestling at Punk Billy Travis. I'm going to knock his teeth in. He's an idiot. The only thing I got to watch out for, though, is Travis got a wicked right hand. He may have the best right hand in professional wrestling, but he ain't going to be able to stop Scott Anthony, the Palm Beach Heartthrob.
Gilbert with Riggins up and over with a suplex.
Hey, so I guess you had the Lightning Kid out at the opening of the show today?
Actually, we saw the Lightning Kid in some action earlier. You must have been reading the wrong format.
Ooh, a boot to the midsection. Well, if you'd give me the right sheets here, maybe I'd know what the heck's going on.
We had the Lightning Kid for an interview. He wanted to be on the show, but there wasn't enough room for him.
Another boot by Eddie Gilbert. That Lightning Kid, he can kick, boy. He got some kung fu deals going on. So does Hollywood John Tatum, man. Kung fu's starting to become pervasive in professional wrestling now.
Eddie Gilbert using the belly-to-back suplex.
And quite effectively. Hooking in a half Nelson on Reno Riggins.
Putting pressure both on the shoulders and the back of the neck, trying to put him into that pinning predicament.
What else later on in the show? You got the Dirty Davis brothers, who do have the coolest entrance music other than myself. They got some really cool music. And Steve Simpson versus Steve Dane. That's going to be an interesting contest. They were former friends, aren't they?
And don't forget the Maulers in action.
Love them all. They just beat people up, man. They're just here to hurt people.
Gilbert sends Riggins into the corner, follows him up. No! Oh! Into the corner post.
He caught a piece of shoulder. That's a piece of shoulder there. Oh, and a big right hand by Reno Riggins. Another one. He's got Gilbert rocking the reel. He's got to capitalize now. Now's the time.
Gilbert up and over. The high backdrop by Reno Riggins.
Drop kick, but only caught him glancing. Didn't catch him full impact. Oh, Gilbert hangs on as Riggins goes for a punch. Hot shot. Good night.
Mistake.
That's it.
That was definitely a mistake by Reno Riggins, one that will cost him the 1, 2, 3.
No one gets up from the hot shot.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, hot shot, Eddie Gilbert.
Rick Manning, the official, giving the pre-match instructions to this championship match right here on television. As the fans behind the Patriot in this one. The Patriot, who defeated Al Perez for the North American Heavyweight Championship. After a controversial win the first time, the Patriot, lucky enough to get the boot up to take Al Perez up and over for the small package. Now, granted, Eddie Gilbert had a lot to do with it, but the Patriot, not knowing what was going on, just did what any good competitor would do. Try to get the 1, 2, 3 in the win, and that is why he has the belt and is the champion in this match for the North American Championship. 3 collar and elbow tie-ups as the power of the Patriot shows there.
The winner of this match will leave the arena with the North American Heavyweight Championship. The only difference is the Patriot walked in with it. That man wants to walk out without it right now. I don't think that's a very smart move.
Bad news. Having his problems with the crowd. Now, back when Bad News wrestled for the Foothills Athletic Club, otherwise known as the Calgary Stampede promotion, their top championship was the North American Heavyweight Championship, which he held 5 different times, going against men like Owen Hart, Bret Hart, who is the current Intercontinental Champion in the WWF. The Patriot meeting Bad News with a boot, sends him in and gets the drop kick right on the chin. The Patriot trying to make quick work of Bad News. But a hand in the rope will break the count.
Bad News, a ring veteran, knows his way around the ring, knows where he is at all times, knew that the ropes were very close, broke up the pinning combination by the Patriot by getting his hand and foot into the ropes. So the official had to stop the count and break the hold.
The Patriot, who carries the colors of the USA, the red, white, and blue, going against the man who carried his own colors, I guess you could say, into the Olympic Games in 1976 in the sport of judo, where he came away with a bronze medal. Now trying to get a medal of a different sort, a medal that goes around the waist, the North American Heavyweight Championship. But right now, the Patriot in control.
What a feather in the cap of bad news it would be to add the GWF North American Heavyweight Championship to a rather lengthy list of titles held. But he's got to get through that man, the man on your right, the Patriot. And that is something no one has been able to do thus far.
And you mentioned that bad news, the man who ran Lex Luger out of Florida, now trying to become the man who shortens the title reign of the Patriot in the Global Wrestling Federation North American Championship. The hammerlock as the fans chant USA, cheering on the man in the red, white, and blue.
He must be at war with Harlem.
A lot of wars, gang wars go on in Harlem. The Patriot meets up with a clothesline, but the weakened arm not quite enough to take the Patriot down. The third attempt is good enough, though, as the first two just kind of weakened him a little bit before he took him down all the way. Bad news now looking for the advantage. Will try to punish the Patriot a little more here, and the judo chop right to the throat does a lot of punishing.
Don't forget that Bad News is a member of a tag team. His partner is the Soul Taker, and the team is known as Bad Attitude. At any time, the Soul Taker may interject himself into this match. I certainly hope not.
Matter of fact, Bad News, such a competitor, he is known to go after 2, sometimes 3 titles in one night. He is that confident. Right now, the only thing he has in his mind, getting the title of the Patriot. And right now, using the leverage on the ropes, as I don't believe official Rick Manning realizes that the arm is wrapped around the ropes. He's checking so much to make sure that it's not a choke that finally he looked up and saw, indeed, the arms were wrapped around the ropes, adding the leverage there. And now, blatantly using the top rope to choke the Patriot.
Well, Bad News got away with it once for about 20, 30 seconds, so he figured, I got away with it once, I could probably do it again, but no such luck this time, as he is found out in a hurry.
The Patriot down on his knees, gets to his feet before a chop is delivered. Rick Manning saying it must be an open hand chop, which many of the judo chops are, except when it comes to Bad News, the judo chops are right to the throat.
That will definitely take the wind out of your sails, and so will that.
Patriot thought he had the reversal. Bad News now looking to finish the work that has to be done to gain the North American title. There's one of those judo chops right to the throat, the esophagus, cutting off the wind of the Patriot. Goes back to the rope with some momentum, comes off with a kick.
And the Patriot's in trouble, Craig. Bad News is starting to look like he's going for the coup de grace. And to put the Patriot out to win the North American Championship, we could see a new champion crowned right here.
Now going to work on the back of the neck, perhaps setting up the ghetto blaster. But look at the power of the Patriot as he's pumping himself up. It seems like the Patriot, when he's down, that's when he's at his most dangerous, as he starts to come back 3, 4 times with a left. Takes him in, Irish whip, sends him in, and comes up with a clothesline.
The Patriot trying to move in for the kill now.
Picks him up, sends him down. The Patriot goes to the rope, gets the momentum, delivers the elbow right to the chest. Grapevines the leg, pinning predicament. A count of 2. And now the Patriot Maybe going to bring him over into the Boston Crab. Has him turned over. And now, indeed, has him locked in. Will Bad News submit? Watch out. Here comes the Soul Taker. The big man with a clothesline.
I knew the Soul Taker. The other half of Bad Attitude would interject himself in this match. I knew somehow he would find a way into the ring, and the Patriot now being manhandled by the Soul Taker. He's in a bad way.
And you remember, it was the Patriot who defeated the Soul Taker in round number 1 of the North American Tournament to eliminate him. Now they're trying to eliminate the Patriot from competition. Let's go down to Ron Ames and get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match and still North American Heavyweight Champion.
To whip his opponents quite literally. Gary Young, who began his career, I guess you could say, on the wrong side of the tracks, delivering the clothesline there, has been trying to do what's best for wrestling and what's best for the fans. Irwin, the victim of the backdrop there. Coming down. Gary Young gets a count of 1 from referee James Beard. Young scoops him up and takes him down and then delivers the knee to the forehead. Both these men know how to be roughhousers. As Young shows there with a right and another right to the forehead. But both men also excellent wrestling technicians. Irwin, who has a background in high school football, track, wrestling, and even rodeo, against a man in gorgeous Gary Young who passed up 3 scholarships to go into professional wrestling. Those scholarships offered in the sport of track and field. And hip toss over the top rope. And Wild Bill Irwin didn't realize in the series of all those reversals that he'd have a one-way trip over the top. Rolling back in, Wild Bill. Irish whip into the rope. Drop kick sends Wild Bill down. The cover, 1-2 by James Beard. Not enough for 3. Scoops him up, takes him down, maybe going up top for the cannonball. If he can ace this. No, went for the cross body block. And Mr. Skandor Akbar is down at ringside. And here come the California Stud and John Tatum. Akbar's California connection may be trying to put Gary Young out. Here's Akbar in. As Young set in, power slam by the Stud. It's a 4-on-1 situation. Akbar, the Stud, Tatum, who delivers the super kick right to the chin. Irwin picking up the whip. This situation is bad. Irwin cracks the whip once. Cracks it again. Gary Young may be in for the worst of this. 4-on-1.
The whip.
Akbar tells his men to pick up Gary Young. Irwin's going to whip Gary Young. It's a 4-on-1 situation. Irwin whips Tatum, whips Price, clear of the ring. Irwin, who had the opportunity to get a clear shot at Gary Young, instead says, I've had enough of this. An unfair situation. He clears the ring of Akbar's California connection.
The referee has got to restore order. And James Beard is trying to do just that.
Over the top goes Chris Youngblood. Watch out. Akbar and Falcone lurking about as Jacko Victory sends him into the post.
This could get out of control very, very easily.
And Irwin with a crack of the whip.
Yes, sir. Back him up.
He's there to make sure Akbar and his charges don't get involved in this match when they're not supposed to. Morgan delivers the clothesline to Chris Youngblood. Gets the boot of his partner, Jacko Victory. There's the tag as the other member of the Maulers comes in. Series of rights. As you hear the crack of the whip, that usually means that Akbar and Falcone are getting a little bit too close to the action.
It's almost like a siren or an alarm that goes off. You hear the whip, you know the other guys are getting out of line.
And that one caught one of the Maulers out of line. Sunset flip. Over goes Tatum. 1, 2. Almost a count of 3 by senior official James Beard. The double axe handle delivered to Chris Youngblood. Into the boot once again. As Chris Youngblood in a bad way. The tag into Jacko Victory. But the other legal man outside of the ring, watch out, Sweet Daddy looming very close while Irwin keeps the Law and Order eye on him. Victory trying to follow up with a clothesline. The boots get up, courtesy of Chris Youngblood. And nobody's going to give you a tag there unless it's one to the chops.
What a kick by Chris Youngblood. Really sent Jacko Victory to the wrong corner, and now the Warriors wreaking havoc.
Mark Youngblood delivering the chops as it's breaking loose at the Global Dome.
This keeps getting out of control. James Beard is going to have to restore order. Or either Bill Irwin's going to have to, and I don't think anybody really wants that to happen.
The chop by Chris Youngblood sends Jacko Victory out. Meanwhile, Mark Youngblood taking care of Rip Morgan. In the ring, the Renegade Warriors and Jeff Gaylord stand alone.
Those are not happy faces.
And now the Maulers look like they may be taking an early exit. There you see the pout of John Tatum.
And a very angry Skandor Akbar.
And now, crack of the whip, Irwin sends Tatum scurrying. And now another official has come down. And the officials watching as Akbar's contingent and the Maulers. Well, there's the bell ringing. And this one just got out of hand, apparently. Let's get the official word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has determined that there is no winner to this contest.
I'm your host, Doyle King, along with Action Jackson. We just saw where you came into the ring and helped the Ebony Experience when Baboose was working over Booker T. Now, tonight, you're teaming up with the Ebony Experience to go against the Colossal Tongs and Baboose. Revenge on your mind?
But see, you know what I got on my mind right now? I know we done had our ups and downs with them boys. But you see, they called me on the phone and they said, Action Jackson, you know, brother, we brothers now. We from the ghettos and stuff. We need help around here. We need to get them Carlos Colon, whatever you call them fat boys. But I'm going to tell you something now, Baboose. I don't know where my brother is, but you going to pay dearly. So help me God, tonight you going to pay dearly, you punk.
Also on tonight's card, you'll see for the first time ever Stevie Ray doing double duty. First, he puts on the heavyweight championship belt, straps it on tight, brings it down to the ring to defend tonight. Also, the six-man tag team match, double duty tonight for Stevie Ray. Right now, let's go to the ring for our first match.
Certainly.
Does it work?
Yeah, that one works.
Are you sure it works?
Yeah, you don't have to hold it.
Is it plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in. We can hear you
Now,
fine.
the first dadgum thing is tell her to sit down and leave me alone. I'm tired of talking to her.
Well, he's talking about his Vito Mussolini against Chad Starr. Chad, high cross body, taking down 1-2 and a 2 count right there. Arm drag takedown on Vito. Vito all over the top of Chad Starr. Leave Brandon Baxter alone over there. He's done nothing to you.
Mussolini right here is one heck of a wrestler. You better watch this guy. How Coon didn't just train him to be training him. You better sit down, you fat cow.
Who trained?
What's going on in the ring?
Who trained him?
Hey!
Who'd you say trained him?
Hal Cooney.
Oh,
yeah. They dressed just like Casey Tail. No, you got a haircut too, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You got them ears lower, didn't you, boy?
Yeah, I did.
You better get your shit. Got a little more.
It looks like
you gotta work yourself all the time out here.
Yeah,
you got big
sure do.
400-pound heifers like this. You got guys in the ring taking a whooping from somebody. Them knee drops right to the sternum.
Thinks he's really think he's in the mob now. I noticed that.
And they dress kind of like it, ain't they?
I noticed that.
I wonder why they gotta have to wear them spinners and hold them pants up for.
Well, Sweet Daddy Falcone changed his name to Guito now.
Who?
Guito.
Guito?
Guito with the G. Guito. Guito Falcone.
Guito Falcone, huh? Guito?
At least that's what Jackie Goldman, his manager, said.
Guito Falcone. Well, I tell you what, this Mussolini character, see that?
Look at Goldman in there.
They ain't got no dadgum business interfering with a match.
Now, wait a minute. How can you say something like that?
What do you mean?
When Akbar comes down with you?
Akbar never interferes with a match, never.
Oh, no.
Never one time have you ever caught Akbar doing anything wrong.
No, never. He's never.
He's been true blue to all these stinking fans. He ain't died like some of them Von Erichs has or nothing like that. And he's true blue to every stinking one of them.
He's never used your double B black
He ain't never used it. I use it.
He's never.
And I only use BB when I have to. And most of the time I have to.
Oh, what a chop that sends Starr into the corner. Yes, sir.
I guess.
I shoot across the ring and the turnbuckle comes out there with some kind of elbow or something.
Looked like a shoulder block to me.
A shoulder block, okay.
I guess Akbar has never come down with and thrown fire in the ring either, Bart.
I see that come out the dadgum roof or something. That you go dadgum good.
Oh, what are you saying? The Sportatorium's a fire trap?
Yeah, I am. A big one.
Vito Mussolini.
Huh?
I remember him before he changed his name.
Who?
This kid, Vito Mussolini. He started right here in Dallas.
Wherever he's been, I've been around here for about going on a year now. Let's add it all up about 20 years. And that guy I ain't never seen before. I think you got him mistaken with somebody else.
Okay,
there,
yeah, I probably do. Oh, what a chop right there. Big forearm across the sternum again that sends Chad Starr down. Starr's got himself a match cut out for this one, I'll tell you that much.
What you gotta do is get that dadgum picture out of here. That's a bogus picture. You're bogus. Ain't nothing wrong with you. I got a little heifer on my farm that looks just like you.
Another big clothesline that sends Starr down. Black Bart, you hear
hey, don't nobody know where on national TV. She's saying jackass on TV.
arguing with one of the fans down here right behind us. She's just screaming at him behind our table right here. Whoa.
The best thing you can do is sit there and shut your mouth and take your chair and knock you out.
There's a high knee lift.
The kid that Black Bart was talking about sits at our television table here. Brandon Baxter, who does our Teen Beat feature. Shoulder right into the midsection. Who? Chad Starr.
No.
Mussolini. Vito. Vito Mussolini.
Mussolini.
Sets him up on the top rope.
Be careful there.
High risk maneuver right here. As Mussolini has him up on the top. Has him set up for a...
Oh, look at this. It's a suplex from the mid-ring rope. A suplex from the mid-ring rope. He came down some 10 feet, and there's a 3 count right there. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Vito Mussolini. We will be back in just a moment with our next match. It is from Clinton, Iowa. Chaz will take on Too Sweet Jones when we return.
This portion of the great night of wrestling action at the world-famous Sportatorium in Dallas, Texas. We urge you, anytime that you're in Dallas on a Friday night.
His name is Too Sweet.
Too Sweet Jones. Too Sweet, that's his name. Black Bart is down here for color on this match. But if you're in Dallas, Texas on a Friday night, we always have great wrestling action every Friday night at 8 o'clock with family prices. Bring the whole family. It's great family entertainment.
My family.
No, not your family. I said it's great family entertainment.
Family entertainment. Go look at a big old hipper like this running her trap. You call that family entertainment?
Yes, I call it family entertainment.
Get on him, Too Sweet. I ain't Too Sweet. You whoop that butt. Whoop him.
Right into the midsection, Too Sweet.
This is called professional sneaking wrestling.
That's right.
It's wrestling.
So you're saying this is
family wrestling, but it ain't family entertainment. It's 2 men get in a dead-gum ring and fight till one of them loses.
Okay.
One of the wrestling fans chanting for Chaz to go, but Chaz is not going
in high
anywhere
water right now. He better get his fanny back in the ring.
He's on the
I'm able to
outside.
help him just a little bit.
Well, why don't you try to stay uninvolved in the matches?
Exactly what I want to do, Dog King. It ain't nothing you can do about it or anybody else.
Well, I know that's right. There's the cover by Chaz, 1 and 2. Not quite enough for 3.
Right now, Chaz with a fist to the midsection right there. That was an open hand.
Oh, that was an open hand under the chin.
Open hand, what?
Open hand. He had his hand open. It was a chop under the chin.
Balled up fist.
Okay, well, that's what you saw.
He's just like his old man.
There's a whip into the...
Oh, look at Chaz. Look at the Chaz. Whoa, yeah. Sprung off that big ring rope with his feet. Came in with an elbow and got a 2 count on him right there.
Hey, why don't you count?
Black Bart chastising the referee once more as Chaz continues to work over Too Sweet Jones. Whips you back in the turnbuckle again. Off the rope and into a big clothesline.
Irish clothesline.
That was a clothesline. Just a solid clothesline.
It was there too, buddy. Don't
Yes,
think
yes,
it wasn't.
yes, it was there. I think Chaz could make the pinfall right now and win this match.
Yeah, but he ain't that smart.
Well, he didn't make the cover.
He didn't even attempt to make the cover.
Chaz with a big fist to the forehead right there. Looks like he hurt his hand.
I hope he did.
He did use the fist. I saw that. I called that.
He's holding it too.
I call him the way I see him, Bart.
It's a noggin knocker.
You know that.
That is a noggin knocker.
A noggin knocker, okay? Another headbutt. Excuse me, another noggin knocker.
There you go. Now see what you're learning stuff.
And got a 2 count.
That biased referee again.
A 2 count on the number 3 Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine's rated Rookie of the Year out of every.
You gotta keep bringing that up, don't you?
Yeah.
Number 3 don't mean nothing.
I think it's quite an accomplishment. Quite an accomplishment out of the top federations in the world. That's all the federations. They're not rating each federation separately. That's all of them.
Where is he at?
Right there in the ring.
What federation is this?
This is the Global Wrestling Federation.
And he's number 3.
And Chaz has got a 1 and a 2 count on him again before he kicks out. I know, number 3 don't count. You know, in our ratings last week, I don't think you were in the top 3. Did you know that?
But I'm in the top 1 baddest son of a gun that ever walked the walk, right?
There's another cover and a 1 and a 2 count. No, there's no doubt in my mind. Absolutely none. And next week, you
want to get in the ring with you because I'm going to whoop your butt.
You have an opportunity next week to meet the Angel of Death. What about that $10,000 bounty that Akbar's put on his head?
I want to tell you something. I don't care nothing about $10,000 if it was $50,000. I'm going to get in the ring and I'm going to whoop the living, you know what, out of Angel of Death. And everybody, I'm gonna whoop him so bad he's gonna grow hair. I'm gonna whoop him so bad he's gonna like it.
We'll see.
I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in him, I'm gonna stomp and dry.
We'll find out next week here in the Global Wrestling Federation while Chaz continues to work over Too Sweet Jones.
Ain't that an illegal move? Ain't
Yes,
that
it
foot on
is.
the throat?
Yeah, and he's in the corner too, but he does have until the 4 count to break.
Right.
Until the 5 count to break.
You're right. He's got a
That's
5
working within the parameter of the rules, just like you do. So you can't gripe about that at all.
I ain't griping one bit.
Too Sweet over the top rope right now. That's Chaz, you see.
I counted to 15 then. These referees
You like real fast counts, don't you? 1, 2, 3, huh?
Exactly. More especially when my shoulders ain't down.
Well, I'll tell the referee that next time that you have somebody in a chokehold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're out.
No.
Chaz into the ropes and off. Watch this. There it was. Reverse DDT right there, and it may be all over if Chaz can make the cover.
Too Sweet, get up.
But Chaz unable to make that. Oh, look at him.
What was
Rolls him
that?
up, hooks the legs. 1 and 2 and 3.
That's called an Oklahoma roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, King Heartthrob Chaz.
With an Oklahoma roll.
The Oklahoma roll by Chaz. I think he may call it the chastizer.
Angel of Death, I hope you're looking, because you're going to take a whooping like you ain't never took one before.
A little special message for you from Black Bart on our show. When we return, we'll see the current rankings of the Global Wrestling Federation. We'll also go and do a blast from the past, taking a look at some of the glory days of Global. Right now, here are the current rankings of the GWF. There's the bell. I'm Doyle King, and joining me down here at the ringside table is longtime world-class wrestling announcer Mark Lawrence. It's great to have you down here with us, Mark.
Well, delighted to be with you, and I'm excited to see what Steve Simpson does here. He's working without Sean, and he has got, like you say, this tremendous weight disadvantage, and we'll look for some speed and see what he can do with that.
The Colossal Kongs, weighing in at some combined weight of 901 pounds. Steve said that he has never forfeited a match. His brother is late in getting to the arena tonight, and he said that he will take them both on rather than forfeit this bout. It's so hard to tell these two guys apart. They weigh like 2 pounds different, and they are both huge men.
Have you seen these guys wrestle a lot?
They have been down here in the Global Wrestling Federation for some months now. As a matter of fact, they've been down here so long that the commissioner of the GWF talked to the Board of Governors and put a ban on that 747 splash that they've used off the top rope. They've put several different men out of commission for weeks at a time with rib injuries with that splash off the top rope. They're certainly not putting Steve Simpson out of commission, though. Beautiful drop kick, and Simpson now up on the mid-ring rope.
Steve looks great, and the fans are chanting along with him as he lowers the rights into the jaw.
Simpson standing drop kick that sends Kong to the outside. That's King Kong, the legal man in the ring. Freddie Fargo, the man who pulled one of the biggest coups in pro wrestling today. The Witch Doctor Baboose, who used to be the Kong's manager, asked for competition in the Global Wrestling Federation, and Freddie Fargo took it to mean competition as far as managers went. So Freddie Fargo came in here and literally stole the Kongs away from the Witch Doctor.
Well, from the response he's getting from this tremendous crowd, they don't appreciate him too much despite that great effort.
No, they certainly don't appreciate Freddie Fargo. David Manning checking with King Kong, who's on the outside. You see, they switched places coming back into the ring. That's awesome in the ring now. David Manning, he's smart enough to figure that out, and he makes him change back.
David brings a wealth of talent and experience into the ring as official.
You know, some of the younger referees wouldn't notice something like that, but David is always sharp. He's sharp and on the ball. And one of the best referees in pro wrestling today.
Well, I'm just really impressed with Steve Simpson. It's been several years since I've seen him, but he really looks fantastic.
Kong with Simpson. Both Kongs have him up, double teamed in the corner. David Manning right there watching. That's King Kong pulling Manning out of the corner, and look at Awesome. Awesome Kong has Simpson choking him there. But Manning turns around and makes him break. King Kong trying to find a handle on Simpson. Now a double team inside the ring. The tag is made, and it's Awesome Kong. Big scratch right across the throat and down the chest area. Here's the Irish whip. Reversed. Oh, but Manning got caught by some 451 pounds of one of the Kongs. It's Awesome now on Steve. And Freddie Fargo still in the ring. And King Kong is holding him. Oh, look, he hit the Kong instead. Freddie Fargo, and here comes Sean Simpson. Sean tapping Fargo on the shoulder. Fargo thinks it may be the... Oh, look at that. He just necked Freddie Fargo. And Freddie Fargo's laid out in the middle of the ring. Steve Simpson with a high crossbody from the top rope, and there's a 3 count on Freddie Fargo. And the referee's going to allow it. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, Sean and Steve Simpson.
Terrence Garvin has a great something.
What it is, we're not quite sure yet. Billy Joe Travis against Terrence the Beauty Garvin. Billy Joe Travis, the pride of Tennessee, against the pride of what he deems the city of pretty.
Have you ever asked him where that is exactly?
There's been much speculation on where it is, but I just hear the city of pretty. And there's a hair pull. I'm sure that the hairdressers would appreciate that one.
A knee right there to Billy Joe. Joe reverses it.
The arm drag one way, ticket the other. Hot rod. Oh, there's that right there.
Terrence Garvin says, wait a minute now, let's talk this over.
I'm known as the Beauty for a reason, he says. That's because I don't want you to lay a hand on me. Hot property, Billy Joe Travis, man who's been on both sides of the fence, but saw the light. And we haven't seen the guitar out here.
No, I was just going to bring that up, that this is the first time I remember seeing the guitar. You don't think maybe Billy Joe's going to send a message to some people by bringing the guitar to the ring again, do you?
I remember the last time he brought that guitar to ringside. Thought that was going to be a belly-to-back suplex, but a reversal.
Terrence Garvin didn't like that, Craig. Look at that. I think it hurt his widow feelings.
Yes. Billy Joe Travis. Backed into the corner by Terrence the Beauty Garvin. Will we see a clean break here, referee Tony Falk? No. A right hook by Garvin. Gets another one, and there's the right hand. 2 times. Strike 3. He's out.
Terrence Garvin was just knocked into the bar.
Knee to the head, count of 1, 2, but that'll do it as it's respite time for Terrence the Beauty Garvin.
Terrence outside the ring, and Craig menacingly looking up into the ring at the man we're seeing there in Billy Joe Travis. And, you know, would you ever have thought, being honest now, several months ago when Terrence said he was going to get back into the ring, he has turned into quite a wrestler. I mean, he is a threat, let's be honest.
He sat in the chair that you were sitting in to do color commentary. Boy.
Maybe I should check this chair.
The battles he had with Mark Lawrence, my predecessor, not to be believed.
I hear Percy Pringle all the way back from the back there. He's still back there screaming.
Well, the board of directors will meet soon on his status. A rake of the back by Terrence the Beauty Garvin. Met up by a right hand and Payback time.
I think Terrence Garvin had best remember that Billy Joe knows all those tricks. As we see some of the fans having a good time here at the Sports Arena. What a great building for wrestling.
The Fenway Park of wrestling, no doubt about it. As the boot to the midsection, going for the Sleeping Beauty. He got it.
Right on the mouth, too, Fred.
Garvin goes to the upper hemisphere. Comes down right on Billy Joe Travis.
That ought to do it. That ought to do it.
Got the legs, but a kick out.
Billy Joe Travis able to kick out after a Sleeping Beauty and a forearm off the top rope. That shows a lot of intestinal fortitude is what they used to call it, I think, Craig.
And there was a kick to where the intestines are. Terrence the Beauty Garvin using about step off. The best right hand in wrestling. He's told me many a times, but he can back it up. Once again, Garvin tries to go for the body blow and a short version of the Sleeping Beauty. He hooks the leg, 1, 2.
Oh, did you see what he did? He tapped Garvin on the back, and Garvin thought it was the referee. Oh, there goes Billy Joe. And he's got it.
Your winner, Hot Property, Billy Joe Travis.
Craig, we said it was a game of chess, and I would say that Terrence Garvin just got checkmated. He got out.
Hawk has joined me down here at the ringside table, and Akbar just came over and called your sister
I don't know what in the
derogatory names.
He's talking about that Cremo or Guido or whatever his name is. Sweet Daddy Falcone started all that business. And where he's from, you may have 18 sisters and 2 mamas and 5 daddies, but I don't. So things are going to stop around here, Gold King, I promise you.
Well, I understand that. I know that you have some tough going yourself as John Mantell and Stevie Ray battled out for the heavyweight championship in the ring. Leaped right over him, but comes into a big right hand, and that knocks Mantell down on his keister, and he goes to the outside.
Woo, boy, I know Stevie Ray is strong.
I know once again, Bobby, your tag team partner, Bobby Duncombe, he's playing arena football for the Dallas Texans now. So he's really out of professional wrestling at this time. Is that right?
Bobby's going to be out of professional wrestling probably for about 4 months, it looks like. I'm not sure how much wrestling the Texans are going to allow him to do. He does have an obligation to play at least 1 more year for them. I'm not sure what Bobby's going to do.
I saw a match a couple of weeks ago on one of the wrestling shows that featured his dad, Bobby Duncombe Sr. It was really great to see him again. He really laid into Gary Hart in a match when Gary tried to interfere.
His dad was a rough and ready man. In fact,
sure was.
We just got back from Japan, Bobby and I did, before Bobby went into football, and his dad over there, we found out more and more trying to go there. He's a legend over in Japan and a legend in Korea, just all over the world. Bobby Duncombe Sr. was a man to be reckoned with.
And the man that is coming into the ranks of pro wrestling right now to, I guess, fill his boots, and he's certainly capable of that, is one of the other Texans, Bobby Duncombe Jr. And your, I won't say former tag team partner, but since he's out of commission right now, I know that has to hurt you in ways when you have people like Akbar, who has Gaston Means and a whole host of other wrestlers on his side.
Sure, it seems like when you're trying to do what's right, there are more and more people in the world trying to do what's wrong. I really miss Bobby a lot. I'm hoping that he can come down with me some nights at the Sportatorium, though.
John Mantell on the outside. We have a momentary break in the action right now. We'll be right back. You won't miss a bit of the wrestling action here in the Global Wrestling Federation. We're back with more from the Global Wrestling Federation. Side headlock on Stevie Ray, and really laying the fist in on Ray's head now. Elbow drop to the base of the neck. And Stevie battling back, forearms to the midsection, but Mantell counters with his rake across the eyes.
Mantell is a KG veteran. He always has been. That's the only chance he's going to have against a powerful man like Stevie Ray.
Oh, look at that. Did you see Akbar? Akbar just jammed that nightstick that he carries around. into the midsection of Stevie Ray. Took the end of it and shoved it in there hard, man. That's the thing. That's the kind of thing that you have to look out for when Akbar, you're wrestling anyone in his stable, or Gaston Means' stable either.
Sure, the Global Federation just run over with these camel jockeys and these wannabe wrestling managers that come out here from all walks of life. I'm tired of all this business. We're going to have to clean house around here. And I promise we're going to start with Primo or Guido or whatever his name is tonight. You know, Johnny Mantel's got it worked up pretty good. I wouldn't say his hair's worked up, but
you know, doesn't have quite as much hair as he used to now, does he?
Looks like he's lost a little bit.
Got a 2 count. Did you see that? You got to give John Mantell one thing, and that is the fact that he is a wrestling tactician. He has a fantastic repertoire of scientific holds and maneuvers and counters.
As you notice, though, under the General Akbar, he never uses that, so he uses sporadically, but not very often. He tends to cheat and go back from what he was trained to do.
Well, being one of Akbar's men, you can tell that referee asking Stevie Ray if he wants to submit. Ray in there with the no. No, you're hearing no. Akbar said you got something to say.
I got plenty to say to you.
You better shut your mouth, Hawk. You understand? You keep your dirty mouth shut. You respect me.
Your boys can't protect you forever. You know that, don't you?
Mantell, front face lock on Stevie Ray on the inside. Takes him down.
You know, going back to Mantell's lack of hair, Daddy always said you don't put a roof on an empty barn. And right now, Stevie Ray has been outsmarting him, though Johnny Mantell is on top right now.
There's some of the great kids that come down here for family entertainment every Friday night here in the Global Wrestling Federation. Stevie Ray now taking Mantell over on the other side. Ray drops in with the elbow but misses. Mantell able to slide out of the way. The heavyweight title on the line in this bout. Coming up, 6-man tag team action. You'll see Stevie Ray once more. He and his brother Booker T will team up with Action Jackson. Now, what a strange situation that is. Look at Mantell setting Ray up. Snap suplex. Boy, he pulled him over hard. Mantell's a master of that.
Sure is.
Got a 2 count on him before Ray's able to kick out.
You know, Dog King, I got to go ready for a match. It's good to be down here with you. I have no confidence Stevie Ray is going to end up on top.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being down here and coming down and talking with us, John. Lifting backdrop. Mantell goes down to the hands of Stevie Ray. Like we're saying, the first time ever in pro wrestling, a double main event, a double bill on our card. Stevie Ray will wrestle in the next match. He only has about a 10-minute break in between these 2 matches. He'll have to come back and wrestle in 6-man tag team action against a team that weighs 1,130 pounds combined weight. That's right, 1,130 pounds. The Ebony Experience and Action Jackson take on the Colossal Kongs and Vamoose. There's Mantell with the saddlebags. Did you see that? Akbar had the referee distracted on the other side of Stevie Ray right there, and Mantell came in hard. Now he's gonna try to set him up for a pile driver. He's gonna pile drive him on those saddlebags. But Stevie Ray's turning him around. He's turning him around, and Mantell goes over, and he comes down right on his back on those bags, and there's the cover in 1, 2, and 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, he retains his heavyweight championship title.
We'll be back right after this word. All 6 men are in the ring here at the same time. Wrestling manager, Hollywood movie producer, director, talent scout, Jackie Goldman is down here with us to provide color commentary for this match.
And what an honor it is for you, Doyle, right?
Oh, yes, it's certainly an honor. Anytime you sit at my table down here, Jackie, I just feel your presence just lights up the ringside area.
Well, you know, I hear that from so many of my fans.
I'll bet you do.
Oh, they love me. They love me, Doyle.
going to be interesting to see Baboose wrestling in this one, I think. I think this is going to be very interesting.
I'll tell you what, Action Jackson certainly wants a piece of Baboose. He stated that in no uncertain terms at the very beginning of our program here, that Baboose was going to pay. Still, we are unable to find out what happened to his tag team partner, Iceman King Parsons, and the other thing that concerns me is the fact that Stevie Ray is not out here for this match yet. It appears that Akbar has put him out of commission.
Gee, that doesn't concern me in the least, Doyle.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't concern you.
I have many more things to worry about than that.
Action Jackson going to square off against Baboose. It's surprising to me to see that Baboose is going to start this match.
Well, maybe they have some kind of strategy that you and I don't know about, Doyle. It might work to their advantage. You never know here.
No, I haven't heard the condition of Stevie Ray. We just came back from a house intermission. It's been about 12 minutes since the last match took place, and of course they helped Stevie Ray to the back. He was thrown over that top rope and hung with that big Texas bull rope. They use it with that bell tied in the middle, that big cowbell in the middle for the Texas bull rope match. Bart brought it down along with Akbar and Mantell. They all three proceeded to just whip up on Stevie Ray, one of the Ebony experience.
Well, I'm from Hollywood, but isn't that what they call a good Texas kicking, a good Texas stomping?
I think you could definitely call it that.
Well, I don't think you'll see Stevie Ray out here anymore tonight, then.
If that is the case, then Action Jackson and Booker T have their work cut out for them.
Boy, they do. What is it, over 1,100 pounds or something like that?
1,130 pounds, wow. The combined weight of the team of the Awesome Kongs and Baboose.
That is absolutely amazing.
There's the tag. Stevie Ray up onto the mid-ring rope. Big chop right across the head of one of the Kongs. That's Awesome. That's in the ring right now.
It just barely has an effect, though, on this man. He is an imposing figure, no doubt about it.
These two teams only outweigh each other by these two men, the Awesome Kong and the Colossal Kong, only outweigh each other by about 1 pound, one at 450 and one at 451. And Awesome Kong is the man who uses that 747 splash off of the top rope, which has been banned in the GWF.
Well, we might ban them from California. We don't need any more earthquakes out there, I'll tell you, Doyle.
Wrenching the arm, and there's the tag on King Kong as he comes in. These two men have been known to trade places. I just discovered something, Jackie Goldman.
Yeah?
Awesome Kong has a tattoo on his left arm, whereas King Kong does not. And that's Awesome Kong. The King Kong right now in the ring against Booker T.
That's a way for you to tell them apart, then, isn't
Kong right into the corner. There's a shot of one of the fans with a look like a black Akbar dressed type doll. Booker T continuing to try to work on the Awesome Kong. Kong with him in the corner, sends him for the ride all the way across. We have to take a break. You won't miss any of the action, wrestling fans. We're back with more from the Global Wrestling Federation. When we left, Booker T was in the corner, and you saw him just drag Awesome Kong down into a pinning predicament. Got a 1 count on him. There's the tag as Action Jackson comes in.
We got him a shot that time, Doyle, and here's King Kong, and oh, what a clothesline.
He really
another one. It took two, but he got him.
And certainly the fans are behind this young man right now, no matter what he has done in the past. The fact that he is going up against Baboose and the Awesome Kongs and is able to handle them so well.
Here comes Baboose. Well, no, he went back out. I think they have some strategy here, Doyle.
Double low fives by Action Jackson and Booker T, who have literally cleared the ring.
Well, I'll tell you, I have to admit it's quite impressive what they've done, just the two of them. But I think the Kongs and Baboose certainly have something up their sleeves here. And we're going to see a rally on the part of these three big men.
And they are rallying right there.
I think so, absolutely.
Trying to regroup and huddle up. It should be King Kong that enters the ring. He was the legal man, and yes, it is King Kong that comes back in. They didn't try to switch places.
Well, you have eagle eyes tonight, Doyle. I am very, very impressed at your expertise.
Well, thank you very much, Jackie. It's very hard to get a compliment out of you, you know.
I give credit where it's due. Most of it goes, however, to people who really deserve it, such as my champion, Sweet Daddy Falcone, and another member of the family, Vito Mussolini.
Yeah, what is this deal with Falcone changing his name to Guido Falcone?
Guido Falcone.
Oh, Guido.
Guido Sweet Daddy Falcone.
I see.
And another member of the family, Vito Mussolini.
Oh, a member of the family, eh?
Absolutely. The family called me. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
What family is that?
The Falcone family.
Oh,
the only family there is. You should have seen me seated.
Oh, what a clothesline. Action Jackson just once again decked King Kong.
You should have seen when all this was worked out, Doyle, high atop Manhattan. Boy, I'll tell you, I met with the Falcone family. They told me their obligations, their needs. I told them mine. We made a great deal.
Booker T off the top, hooks the leg, made the cover, 2 count he got on him.
He's going after that mask.
Well, I think he was just trying to keep him in the ring right there, Booker T. And Action Jackson working together tonight as a team. Remember last week when Action Jackson, the week before last, when Action came in and rescued Booker T, Baboose had him on the outside of the ring, choking away on him, and he came in, and now he has joined the ranks of the Ebony Experience. The brothers gave him a call and said, we need your help. We know you want a shot at Baboose. We know you want a chance to do some damage to him over what he has done to you and Iceman King Parsons. We still haven't heard from Iceman. I can't get anybody to talk about him.
Well, you're looking at the wrong guy, because I don't know.
Booker T asking the fans if the Kong switched places. Well, King Kong is in the ring.
I think they did. I think that was a legitimate move.
Once again, collar and elbow tie-up. Booker T with the side headlock.
That's a lot of head to lock, isn't it?
Awesome Kong. Continues to hold it. Has him pulled in there tight. Against the ropes, Kong with the sling off. Booker T shoulder block that staggers Kong. Booker T off the ropes. Kong with the drop down. Oh, Baboose with a big knee in the back of Booker.
Well, that's team effort for you there, Doyle.
Watch
they know
this.
how to work it.
Oh, big headbutt to the shoulder.
He might have it right here. They might have it right here. Boy, that is team effort, I'll tell you. Here comes Baboose into the ring now. Now, what are they trying?
Oh, here comes there's Perry Jackson. Action Jackson back from behind, but stopped by the referee. Now it's a double team, triple team situation on Booker T with not only Baboose, but both of the Kongs.
Action Jackson needs to quit distracting the referee.
Oh, double kick right to the pectorals, one on either side of the chest of Stevie Ray.
And now it's King, rather Awesome Kong in the ring. They did make a switch right there.
Baboose off the rope.
And Baboose.
Whoa, he hit Booker T. Into the turnbuckle.
The tag was made, and Booker T certainly in the wrong corner right now, and in comes Action Jackson again with a big kick on Baboose, and Baboose starts running up the aisle. Referee arguing with Jackson on the other side, but look at this.
Oh, that's effort, isn't it?
Both of the Kongs just choking away on Booker T before the referee got there.
They know how to do tag team.
In the ring, it's King Kong against Booker. Booker for the ride. Leapfrog. Oh, he tried. They sunset flipped him. He sunset flipped that big man.
But the leg scissor broke that one up. And Awesome right in there, immediately running into the ring.
That's right. That's the way you work the tag team.
You've learned a lot about pro wrestling in your past
You bet, Doyle.
few weeks.
All you have to do is look at my record. My men win matches. They win matches. That's why the family called Jackie Goldman. They wanted the gold man, Doyle.
Action coming back into the ring to try to break things up. The referee there to stop him, and once again, both Kongs in on Booker T on the other side. Wrestling fans, we have to take another break right now. We'll be right back. We're back with more from the Global Wrestling Federation. Booker T flat on his face, down on the mat in the six-man tag team match. However, the team of Booker T and Action Jackson is missing one member, Stevie Ray, unable to come to the ring because of the hanging. Because of the hanging that he received earlier from Akbar Mantell during that heavyweight championship match. Black Bart also a part of that melee. Booker, we understand, has some type of, Stevie Ray has some type of injury to his neck or throat and was unable to participate in this six-man tag team match. That's Awesome Kong you see in the ring against Booker T.
Did you see that knee lift, Doyle? He really hit Booker T hard with that. Those are like tree trunks hitting you.
And Baboose right over there, laying him into Booker T.
And there the Kongs working again into the turnbuckle.
Slings him in. Here comes one of the Kongs. Both Kongs. There's been so much double teaming in this match. It's really hard to keep track. I know the referee has a hard time to keep track of which Kong is which in the ring, despite the fact that they have their name written on one side of their pants. And Awesome Kong has the tattoo on his left shoulder. That's one of the ways that you wrestling fans will be able to keep track of which man is the legal man in the ring.
Looks like they're trying to hang Booker T in the ropes without the rope this time.
Double teaming again over in the other corner. Referee arguing with Jackson on the other side, and Baboose really laying him in. Fist to the ear of Booker T. And a big chop across the back of the head by Awesome Kong. The tag on King, and he comes in. Great to see all the wrestling fans down here again on a Friday night at the fights here at the Sportatorium. We invite you anytime you're in Dallas, Texas on a Friday night to join us here at the world-famous Sportatorium. We're on Industrial Boulevard, just south of downtown. Take the Industrial Boulevard exit off of any east-west or north-south highway and come to Cadiz and Industrial, the world-famous Sportatorium. Can't miss the big neon sign out front. The Global Wrestling Federation with action every Friday night at 8 o'clock.
Speaking of action, he just went down.
Jackson down on the outside. Double team again on the inside by Awesome and King Kong. What a clothesline it was, too.
Oh, that was.
Here comes Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray is coming in the ring, and he's going to break this thing up. He's tired of seeing it on the monitor in the back.
Outside interference, Doyle.
No, he's a legal man of this team. There is no outside interference.
This is outside interference.
It's all six men in the ring at the same time.
This is an absolute outrage.
What a wild melee we have going here. I know that we're running short on time, but we're going to bring you every bit of the action that we possibly can. Baboose clothesline by Action Jackson. And you see him on the inside of the ring.
It's all three of them against Baboose.
Pain. Booker T with Baboose. Oh, I couldn't keep a hold of him as the Kongs drag him outside the ring. It was 3-on-3. And a wild melee as Baboose literally stumbles down and is laying here. It looks like he's choking on something on the floor on the outside of the ring.
What a match that was.
How much time do we have left for this match? We want to get the decision.
We're out of time, ladies and gentlemen. You see the men who think they're the winners in the ring. That's all the time that we have for this show.
We'll, I'm sure, bring you more about this six-man tag team melee. It's not over by a long shot next. Thanks to you, Jackie Goldman, for being a part of this one. And thanks to you for being a part of the Global Wrestling Federation. We'll see you next week.
The Global Wrestling Federation was brought to you by Lee Nails and by Remington.
Relief.